And are you ready to?
Ready anytime.
All right. Let's hit it then.
Okay. My name is Eric Williams. I'm the presenter for today. I'll be covering low retention pipette tip technology. So I do appreciate you attending this training today. I know it takes time to come down and dedicate your time to me. I do appreciate that very much. I've been with the company for about 11 years. I've been selling this product for a while. I'm confident and comfortable with the product. I can answer any questions that you may have related to this product. This is the agenda. So we'll be covering low retention. It's the overview, how the technology works, the manufacturing of this product compared to some of the competitors in it. We have the demonstration, there's an overview, product offering, competition, and then those the sales tools that follow it. Low retention technology, why is it needed? A lot of customers who do specific applications that are related to binding and non-binding products. The most important is the binding. So the way it works is customers have a sample, it's dispensed from the tip, and a lot of times that sample is retained in the tip itself. So customers are worried that that sample retention is then not in the instrument or the application, and it can affect accuracy and precision. Okay. So the way the technology works is it helps to retrieve all of the samples, so 100% recovery. Okay. So as you can see, there's an image on the left. It shows sample retention. It's this green dye, and so it shows how the product is coated. It's just a visualization of it. And then on the right is the technology of the low retention sample. Customers do desire this. It's very sought after technology, and with that technology, you're able to add a premium price to it. It also provides separation between some of the competitors as well. One of the additional benefits is a lot of samples that you use are viscous. So for example, whole blood or glycerol, it's very thick and gooey, and this technology helps to dispense accurately all of the samples so you can recover all of it. Okay. So how's it manufactured? Basically, there's 3 different ways to manufacture this product. There's a coating, there's a treatment, and there's an additive. The first one is a coating. And basically, think of the tip dipped into a liquid, and this liquid contains this low retention material. The liquid is coated onto it on the inside and the outside of the tip, and then it's taken out of the process and dried. It goes through a curing process, and then it's packaged and delivered to the customer. There's pros and cons to this technology. It's a cost-effective way to coat it. However, the downside is that it's liquid and it's immersed, and the tips are plastic and they tend to float and they'll move around in this material in the process, and they don't get 100% coating. So it's not accurately or evenly distributed among the product. So you can get some batches that are more low retention than others, and some that are less. So it's very inconsistent, which is not a desirable feature with the customers. So it's older technology. There is somewhat of a stigma that's associated to it. We don't have any technical data to prove or disprove this stigma, but customers do raise it. So there is concern if the material that's coated on there is leachable or not. So does that product leach and affect my sample? Yes or no? We don't know. The technology has been in the market for a long time. So it seems that it's acceptable for a lot of customers. A secondary treatment is, or the second option is treatments. So these are different than coatings. Coatings are typically liquid. Treatments are gas, primarily done with plasma. The tips are placed into a chamber. The air is evacuated. Gas is inserted at a low pressure, and then it's conducted with heat. And that way, the gas is treated and bind to the plastic. It's then removed from the chamber, packaged, and delivered to the customer. The pros to this is that the gas is very evenly distributed among the product, so it gives it a very good coating and a covering and a treatment. So the effectiveness of this material is much better than, let's say, a coating. So you get a better recovery, a better accuracy, and much better precision. Okay? Some of the downsides to the treatments is it's very expensive, and you're limited from a manufacturing perspective. So typically these plasma treatment centers, it's a chamber that's like the size of a small refrigerator, so you can only put so much product in there. So if you have a big spike in orders, it takes a long time to deliver it, or you have to keep more product on their shelves and inventory, so there's some logistical issues with that. Okay. The technology that we use, for the Thermo Scientific QSP branded pipette tips is what we call a resin additive. Basically, you have this low retention additive, which is typically like a fluorine, and that's blended with the resin polypropylene. Those are two then shot into the injection molding process, and that heating cycle binds them together, and then they're output and shot into or placed into packaging, and then sold through the normal processes. So the benefits of this is that it's a very consistent and cost-effective way to treat the tips with the low retention material. So it's kind of best of both worlds, so to speak. You're not limited with any manufacturing constraints, and the power of the price is important for our market. We sell consumables, and consumables, as everyone knows, are very price-driven and price-sensitive, so we have to maintain how that works. So the key point in this slide here is that there's different ways to achieve the same thing, and the most important is that the resin additive is the clear winner based off of those criteria that we discussed. Okay. Down below are some of the just kind of the advantages. So when you get into a market situation, so we know some competitors use plasma treatment, and that can be reflected based on the higher price. So we come in with a very similar type of technology at a lower cost. So the yield that you're getting from a plasma treatment is not so much better that justifies the price difference. And there's subsequent slides to show that. This is the video of how the technology works. It's about 30 seconds long, and it's just a visual presentation of what the product does. So instead of having samples to deliver to your customer or carry tips in a pipette around with you, you have this presentation that just kind of showcases it. So the standard is on the right, and you can just see the liquid that's left behind, and then the low retention material is on the left. So we're comparing low retention to non-low retention. We have a slight glitch in this one, but I like to say that it just emphasizes the reproducibility of it. So accuracy and precision is very important. A lot of customers that are doing PCR and molecular biology work, they want to know that what they're actually dispensing is really what is being dispensed. So it's very, very critical. So the purpose of the video is just a sales tool that you can use. You can showcase it in an app or on your phone or on your iPad. You can download it off the web, however you need to do it. It's a training demonstration. If you're not comfortable with handling a pipette tip or a pipetter, or you don't want to carry them around, or it's just cumbersome to bring on the plane, you always have this video. I highly recommend doing the demonstration, the hands-on portion of it. It's much better, it's much more effective. You can actually do the demonstration first with the customer and then hand the pipette and just kind of shove it over to them, and then let the customer do it themselves, and they can try it with themselves or by themselves. And then what ends up happening is they become their own testimonial, and they'll become a champion of the product as they see the results. They've touched it, they felt it, and so they're a believer of the product. So I highly recommend doing the demonstrations. If you're not able to, we provided a video to kind of subsequent or accommodate that. So we have some test data, some application notes that support the claims that we make. Basically, this is just to show the sample recovery using low retention, and then we've listed out some of our competitors. So some of the important information is there's water, glycerol, and BSA. So this is the product that I'm referencing. This is our product here. And then some of our competitors, this is competitor A, and A, of course, everyone knows stands for Axygen. Then we have competitor E. So we're not necessarily the best on the market, but this is just an example of how the plasma treatment is a superior technology. However, the price that's endorsed with that comes at a premium. So a lot of the customers don't see the large benefit between these bars to justify spending the extra money on the product. Tips are used every single day in the lab. The consumption of them is great, and so the cost goes up the more you use. So there is a value proposition in that, and we are able to be very successful with it. Against some of our other competitors, we do a much better job with the low retention technology, so we are successful in the marketplace with it. Quick slide on the market. So typically, the tips grow at 2 to 3%. Okay? The low retention product line grows about 4 to 5%. There's a high growth recently in the APAC region, which is Asia Pacific. It's very critical. They are now, the types of research that they're getting into is more molecular, a lot of genome based, and so a lot of the science is going in that direction. So we've seen a large influx of requests, and there's also introductions of new competitors into that low retention space in Asia. So So one of the biggest competitors that we run into is a company called Axygen. They're owned by Corning Scientific. Axygen's a challenge. They're a good competitor. They make a quality product at a fair price. Okay.
Can you go to your summary?
Yes. These are the sales tools. App notes, cross-references, samples, brochures are translated. So the takeaway is basically the QSP low retention product line improves sample recovery. That's just the nature of the product. It improves accuracy and precision because you're returning all of your sample back into the experiment. The low retention product line that we offer, it fits very well with the market need. The researchers request it. Resin additive, and then we have all the supportive sales tools. The key competitor is Axygen, and we provided everything needed in order to go against them. And then if anyone has any questions, I'm certainly here to help. Thank you.
Stop the video now.
Yes, stop it now.